Hello, welcome to the October 2011 video edition of the Iowa General Fund Monthly Revenue Memo. I am Jeff Robinson, Senior Fiscal Analyst for the Iowa Legislative Services Agency, the nonpartisan support agency of the Iowa Legislature. This video will cover the first 4 months of cash fiscal year 2012, and I will also provide a brief discussion of recent Iowa employment statistics. Iowa General Fund revenue, unadjusted, grew a healthy 7.8% in October when compared to October 2010, and with proper adjustment, the growth rate still exceeds 6%. The month of October 2011 benefited from a revenue deposit date issues on both ends of the month that brought a total of $30 million into October revenue this year, while a change to the destination of cigarette tax revenue disadvantaged October revenue by about $24 million. Over the first 4 months of the cash year, net revenue has declined 0.8%, but again, the decline is entirely the result of the cigarette tax allocation change enacted this past legislative session. This table provides the revenue change numbers for the month of October and also the fiscal year to date without any adjustment. October net revenue increased $29.4 million, with significant growth in gross tax revenue only partially offset by small increases in regular tax refunds and school infrastructure tax refunds. Turning to the year-to-date second column, we see that the gross tax and gross other revenue lines are positive, and the refund lines are providing a drag. As mentioned earlier, however, revenue adjustments are necessary before comparing fiscal year 12 to fiscal year 11. This table provides the known adjustments necessary to accurately compare fiscal year 2011 to fiscal year 2012 on a cash basis. The table starts with the negative $14.1 million unadjusted figure from the previous table. The next line adjusts for a recent change to the Iowa Code directing $106 million of cigarette tax receipts to a fund outside of the general fund. This has impacted general fund receipts by $76.1 million through October. Second, an increase in the school infrastructure refund amount decreased net revenue $20 million, and the increase is due to an adjustment to the pace of transfers to properly account for fiscal year 2011 local revenue. Next, October 31st fell on a weekday this year, but was on a weekend in 2010. This calendar difference resulted in about a $20 million benefit to October 2011 in comparison, and this benefit will reverse in November. The bottom line of this table reflects an adjusted growth for the first 4 months of positive $62 million, an increase of about 3.4%. This level of growth is in line with the most recent Revenue Estimating Conference projection for fiscal year 2012 if the change to the cigarette tax allocation is held out of the math. Let's now have a look at net receipts by month over the most recent 13 months. For the following charts, the underlying numbers have not been adjusted for any calendar or processing issues. Revenue increase months are colored blue and decrease months are red. With the October increase, net revenue has now posted increases in 4 of the past 6 months. Personal income tax revenue is the most significant source of general fund revenue, and personal income tax revenue growth has been positive for each of the months this cash fiscal year, and the overall growth rate for that period is a decent 4.5%. Sales and use tax revenue has shown a similar pattern to personal income tax, with 11 growth months in the past year. Over the past 4 months, sales and use tax revenue has increased 3.5%. However, October 31st provided a significant boost to the fiscal year-to-date growth in sales tax, and that boost will reverse in November. Corporate tax revenue experienced a substantial turnaround starting with May 2011 and has increased almost 36% over that period. Corporate tax revenue has contributed substantially to the overall general fund dollar growth over these past 6 months. Each month, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics releases 2 data sets depicting the employment situation in each state. One series is derived from a survey of employers and the other from a survey of households. The employer survey is called the Establishment Survey and is also often referred to as the Non-Farm Survey. Since the 2 employment series have different methodologies and survey different people, the results are not often the same. Currently, the Establishment Survey is showing strong growth in Iowa, while the Household Survey is showing fewer people are employed than 1 year ago. This table provides the average reading for each series of the most recent 3 months available, July through September. Over these 3 months, the Establishment Series is showing an increase in job counts of almost 20,000 compared to last year. However, the Household Survey is showing a decrease in the number of Iowans reporting that they are employed, of around 2,600. One series is telling us the labor market here is significantly improving, while the other signals contraction. In coming months, the picture hopefully will become more consistent. This next chart provides an historical outlook for job growth using the Establishment or non-farm series. We see that the recession of the early 1990s did not result in Iowa job losses year over year, but the recession of the early 2000s was severe enough to produce negative comparisons. And the most recent recession, although much better in Iowa than for the U.S., was still marked by significant job losses. The recent readings are strong, but not as strong as the 1990s or even the recovery after the 2000s recession. In summary, the month of October was a strong revenue month on both an unadjusted and adjusted basis. Net revenue deposits for the first 4 months of the cash fiscal year are negative, but this is entirely the result of revenue allocation changes. Adjusting for the cigarette tax allocation change and for the other known differences between the 2 fiscal years, net general fund revenue, excluding transfers, is right in line with recent revenue estimating conference projections. The growth in these first 4 months has been led by corporate tax receipts. Currently, the 2 employment statistics are showing mixed results for Iowa, with the Establishment Series significantly positive and the Household Series slightly negative. This discrepancy makes discerning the true direction of the Iowa economy difficult. I thank you for your interest in Iowa General Fund revenue. Goodbye, and please check out the next monthly video memo in early December.